Yes, Sirin, do you have any question? Okay, I think we can start at least. We wait 5 more minutes. So hello everyone. You cannot talk right now, but if you have any questions, please raise your hands and I can give you the floor. Okay. So bonjour tout le monde. On va faire la présentation normalement en anglais, mais vous avez les slides, toute la présentation en français et en anglais. Tous mes collègues aussi, la plupart de mes collègues parlent aussi français, donc n'hésitez pas, s'il vous plaît, à poser des questions en français ou anglais et on va aussi répondre avec les deux langues. So I just said that we are going to explain everything in English mostly, but if you have any questions in both languages, you can ask in both languages and we will also answer in both languages. So I'm gonna share the screen. second. Okay, can you see it? Yeah, good. So, okay. So first of all, can you see the agenda, the voucher, the agenda, the banner that we prepared? This is what you see right now. Perfect. So first of all, I'm introducing myself. So I'm Cristina Valero, the project manager of the INVESTMED project at the European Institute of the Mediterranean, who is based in Barcelona, in Spain. So I would like to welcome you all today to this Grand INVESTMED Call Info Day for the three countries, Egypt, Lebanon, and Tunisia. Just a few words about our initiative first. So this project is composed by a consortium of 9 partners. And I'm presenting the 9 partners. So it is led by the Union of Mediterranean Confederations of Enterprises, BSMED, is based in Tunisia. The Institute of Entrepreneurship Development from Greece, Euro-Mediterranean Economist Association based in Spain, Beyond Reform and Development from Lebanon, LUMSA University from Italy, Promundo Social Promotion Association from Italy, Confederation of Egyptian European Business Association from Egypt, Spanish Chamber of Commerce from Spain, and the European Institute of the Mediterranean based in Spain. Today, we also are joined by my dear colleagues and partners. I can see Raya from Beyond Group. In Lebanon, Mohamed, Ben Youssef, and Mokhtar Kembi from BSMED in Tunisia. Cynthia Chave and Alana from EMEA. Francesca Pugliese and Antoine from IEMed. So also you can see the faces, no? If you have also questions during all the presentation, you of course can ask them, but also you have these local partners in your countries, and if you have questions during the application period or in any moment, you have these figures and these partners in your countries to ask them. So INVESTMED project is an initiative that aims to support the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in these 3 countries, Egypt, Tunisia and Lebanon, and trying to improve their competitiveness, trying to enhance the response to sustainability and sustainability transition where the Mediterranean and many other countries going through, but also internationalization, so more market access to Europe or South Mediterranean at large, and also enhance the capacity to innovate in order to contribute and participate to sustainable, inclusive growth and development. So our approach is to help entrepreneurs generally and to enhance the sustainable business opportunities, particularly for young people and women, again in these 3 countries, Egypt, Tunisia, and Lebanon. So these grants are awarding at least 36 innovative companies, startups, and other recently established enterprises, which allow young people, youth, and women to have managerial positions. As part of achieving these goals, that's why you are also here.
Christina, sorry to interrupt.
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're not following you through the screen. We only have the agenda.
Okay.
I don't know if you are using a presentation now, but
No, I'm just introducing. Okay, it's not a problem. Now you are seeing the partners maybe, right? Yes. Okay, yeah, I didn't start yet. I'm just talking with the partners and the agenda in front of me. Sorry. I'm gonna share now the PowerPoint immediately. So I was saying that as part of achieving these goals, that also the BSOs, that's why you are here. So INVESTMED is awarding grants to business support organizations in each of the 3 countries to fund development, launch and implementation of an incubation acceleration program to enable selected entrepreneurs to take a step further towards realizing their business goals. So this is important, and we will give you more information today to be able to apply, to participate to this great opportunity and to be part of this community of the INVESTMED project, okay? So we are very glad to have you here and to present the sub-granting scheme of the INVESTMED, which I think is one of the most important and interesting parts of the project. Sorry. So what I was saying is the info day will be held in English, but participants will have the possibility to ask questions in both English and French at the end of the presentation. So we are now going to explain the details of the sub-granting scheme, and I just showed you the agenda that we are going to follow. So now we can start with the details, as I said. Good. Now you can see the PowerPoint, I guess. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna just explain. I already explained the INVESTMED as a granting scheme and what is it about. Okay. So if you receive an INVESTMED sub-grant, you will be expected to participate in the jury of a pitch competition to select innovative and sustainable entrepreneurship initiatives to receive an MSME sub-grant. What does it mean? I will explain a little bit this. So as I told you before, so we are awarding 36 MSMEs, startups, and they are going to do a pitch competition. So they are going to be selected through a pitch competition. So what you have to do if you are selected is being part of this pitch competition, okay? So a part of that, you will be expected to incubate selected MSMEs, projects and ventures by providing coaching and mentoring services, which are tailored to the needs of MSMEs, startups, and recently established enterprises operating in the blue economy, green economy, and cultural and creative industries, okay? Which prioritize the development of young people and women, as I told you before, and which are sustainable and can be implemented throughout and beyond the duration of the project. Okay, a part of that, it will be expected to organize local business events that enhance collaboration between entrepreneurs and key players, investors, decision makers, okay? So now I will pass the floor to my colleague Francesca.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
So hi, I'm Francesca. Very nice to meet you all. Basically, as my colleague has already anticipated, the BSO selected will implement an incubation and acceleration program. It will support at least 12 MSMEs and ventures, basically startups or recently established enterprises, MSMEs who want to develop new products or services, MSMEs seeking to internationalize their business, and MSMEs in the cultural and creative sector. So we encourage you to apply because the selected BSO will provide MSMEs and business ventures with and will help them to launch and develop business initiatives, to grow their market shares and sign new commercial contracts, and to enter cross-border markets, launch new products and services. Cristina, your microphone is off.
Sorry. So now I give the floor to my colleagues from BSOs, Mohtar or Mohamed.
Thank you, Cristina, for providing us with all this information. Now I think we're going to talk about the eligibility and conditions for the grant. So when we talk about eligibility criteria, we should take into consideration, I would say, 3 aspects. Regulation regarding the actors, the activities, and costs. So when it comes to the actors, the legal entity that's going to apply for the grant should be a legal entity and should be established in Tunisia and be legally established at least 2 years prior to the application, with, of course, providing proven track record in providing business coaching, incubation, acceleration services, and also to act as a sole applicant and be directly responsible for preparation and management of the action and not acting as an intermediary. So this is when it comes to the actors. The second part of the type of criteria is the nature of the action. So when we talk about the nature of the action, it comes to our mind the duration. So I would say the implementation period for the activity that should be implemented by BSOs should last for 10 months. And action also should last beyond the duration of the project. When you talk about the impact, it should have, I would say, a long-term aspect and impact. Also regarding to the sectors or themes, the business support services should take into considerations or should offering or providing services for the MSMEs such as training, workshops, business coaching, mentoring, business advice, networking, opportunities and financing, startups for startups and MSMEs. And when it comes to the location, for the Tunisian context, we are signing, I would say, for governance in Tunisia, and we also have some restrictions in Egypt. I think we have all the detailed information that we can provide to our potential candidates if they're willing so. Also, regarding the type of action, they should be relevant to the local context, should also be designed according to a mainstream approach, take into account lessons learned and scale up potential in case of continuation or follow-up initiatives, also include risk assessments and related mitigation measures, and include monitoring and evaluation tools to measure the proposed impact of the action. So also an important point that we should take into consideration, the number of applicants and sub-grants for applicants. So the applicant may not submit more than 1 application under this call for sub-grants, and they should only be awarded one than more only once. Now we are going to tackle the third criteria, which is the costs. The sub-grant shall take the forms of reimbursement of costs. And costs that are not eligible are the following: debt and debt service charges, interests, provisions for losses or potential future liabilities, costs declared by the applicants and financed by another action or work program receiving a European Union grant, purchase of land or buildings, of course, currency exchange losses, duties, taxes, and charges, loans to third parties, also fines, penalties, and expenses of litigations, and contribution finally in kind. So these are, let's say, the restrictions, the eligibility criteria that we have for our project. Maybe we will have some time, maybe in the questions and answer part, to discuss this in, I would say, in depth. Voilà. Thank you. I don't know.
Yes, thank you, Mohammed. So, did you mention the territory? Sorry.
Yeah, regarding the territory, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
As you see, no, I didn't mention in precise, I would say,
Okay,
I didn't mention all the territories, but here, as you can see, the territories in which the actions are eligible in our program. So take note and...
Exactly. So put attention just that in Lebanon, you can apply it in the whole country, but in Tunisia and Egypt, you have a specific territories only. Okay. So you have to have a look. All these territories are also in the documents published in the website. So now my colleagues from EMEA will explain you where to find all these documents. So Alana or Cynthia, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Alana. I'm based at EMEA in Barcelona. So to apply for a sub-grant, if you go to this website, EuroMed-economist.
Sorry, Alana, you have like a background noise. We cannot hear you very well.
Sorry. If you go to euromed-economist.org/investmed/investmed call subgrants BSO, or if you can follow the links in the menu at the top, you'll find all the documents you need to apply. So if you fill in the application form, the declarations, and send everything to investmed@IEMed.org, and include in the subject line InvestMed, this reference number BA.1.10065, call 1, and the full name of the applicant, which would be your organization. I'm not sure what happens. Yeah. So there's the application form, a form to fill in regarding the budget, and a declaration that you'll find in Annex 3 and Annex 6. The other documents you can find include the terms of reference and further details on the subgrants and what's expected, and eligibility criteria that Mohammed was talking about. Please send all of these documents, so the application form, the budget, and the declaration, in a compressed folder attached directly to the email. Please don't send it via a link that can expire like WeTransfer. Please sign all of them, and you may fill in, the forms are in English, but you may fill them in either English or French, whatever fits you best. And yeah, once again, we encourage young people and women to apply. So here's the timeline for this subgrant. You can obviously ask us any questions now, again in English or in French. If you have a particularly specific case, you can email your questions. The deadline to email any questions or clarifications is the 11th of February at 6 p.m. Central European Time. Those questions will be responded to by the 17th of February, and the final deadline for all applications is the 21st of February, again at 6 p.m. Central European Time. The applications will be evaluated and applicants will be notified of the outcome by the 4th of April. And we anticipate that the local pitch competitions, for which you will have to form part of the jury, to take place in May, still to be confirmed exactly, but to give you an idea.
Okay, thank you very much, Elena. Yes, as she mentioned, so now, of course, we have the session of questions and answers, but if you have further questions after this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact us by this email address, investmed@IEMed.org. Okay. So I have already a few questions. Please, if you have also questions and you want us to talk, you have to raise your hands, and I will give you a second. Okay. So I think there's a question that my colleagues from BusinessMed can answer. Maybe Mortar. So, question, on doit avancer les dépenses, après on reçoit un remboursement suite à la fourniture des factures. Can you please explain, because this is about the reimbursement of costs that my colleagues from BusinessMed explained. So I will put the slide to know where we are.
Alors, je vais reprendre en français, peut-être. Vous m'entendez?
Oui, on t'entend bien. Merci.
Voilà, ma question, c'était par rapport au mécanisme de remboursement. C'est bien cela?
C'est ça.
Voilà. Donc, par rapport à ça, le principe est simple. Donc, nous, de notre côté, le candidat a pour obligation de lancer l'achat, ou bien il doit commencer à dépenser. Par la suite, c'est à nous de faire le remboursement en se basant sur les factures, bien évidemment. Tout à l'heure, nous avons détaillé, je dirais, les dépenses qui peuvent être entrées en considération et qui sont légitimes. Et il s'agit bien d'une liste assez détaillée qu'on peut bien évidemment fournir à nos candidats. Voilà. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Donc, en fait, tous les documents qu'on a concernant cet appel à proposition, donc, ma collègue Alana a montré, donc on a bien les guidelines, donc ça c'est, on va dire, la mère, la loi du programme. Donc là, si vous avez des questions, il faut bien lire tous ces documents, et une fois qu'on le lit, on va comprendre plein de questions, plein de points. Et là, on explique aussi les coûts éligibles, l'éligibilité, et tout ça. Donc, il faut bien lire le document Guidelines. Et après, ça, c'est les documents annexes 1. Après, on va trouver 5 annexes. Donc, l'application form, et les budgets, tout ça. Mais les guidelines, c'est les plus importants parce qu'on va comprendre bien de ce qu'on parle. D'accord? D'accord. Donc, on continue avec les questions de chat qui sont les premières qui ont posé. Donc, on doit avancer. Ah, pardon, on a déjà fait. On est une start-up récemment constituée et on n'a pas un chiffre d'affaires. Est-ce qu'on est éligible ou pas? Ça, c'est lié à notre question. Est-ce qu'un incubateur de moins de 2 ans peut se missionner avec une association? Donc, so this is, sorry, I'm going to translate. So this is regarding the registration. So basically the guidelines, so the mother of the mother document and the law of the program says that we have to be registered 2 years prior to apply. 2 ans avant de postuler, il faut être enregistré. So this is important. This is what the program does. So the CBC-MED, the NI CBC-MED program says. So it's the law. But we really encourage, on vous encourage quand même à postuler. We really encourage to apply because if you can also prove that you have been doing activities during 2 years, even if you were not registered, we will study case by case your application. Okay, so we encourage any way to apply because the law says that and is what we have to follow. But we really encourage you to apply in any case because we will study case by case because it happens and we have received many questions regarding this because we have enterprises that they have been developing activities but they were not registered. So if you have proofs of that, please add it in the application form and we will study case by case. Okay. So this, we have also many questions regarding this, even in the email address and even in the info day. So please, we encourage really to apply in any case. So there's another question regarding, yes, Mohamed, can you also answer this question? Les délais de remboursement? Est-ce que vous avez, est-ce qu'on a fixé? Oui.
Donc, salut. Donc, je suis le financial manager du projet INVESTMED. So I'm going to answer in English and in French. So the deadlines for reimbursements, it is after approximately 1 month after receiving the supporting documents of all the expenses that was incurred by the beneficiaries. Donc, les délais de remboursement sont normalement après 1 mois de la réception, approximativement 1 mois après la réception des documents justificatifs des dépenses encourues par le bénéficiaire. Merci.
Thank you, Mokhtar. So, la localisation est basée sur ce qui est inscrit dans les documents de la société, le siège social. So this is a question regarding the headquarters of the association. So you have to apply regarding your siège, your headquarters. Okay, so if it's inside this of the eligible territories, so we can accept the application form. But you have to check if your headquarters, your organization is based in one of the eligible territories, and this is important. Because we cannot decide, it's really the NECBC-MED program who established the territory. So you have really to check the territories in this case. Okay? Donc je vais répondre aussi en français. Donc les sièges, il faut bien regarder sur les guidelines si vous avez les sièges dans une des territoires éligibles. Ça c'est important parce que si il est dehors, le siège dans ce territoire, on ne peut pas accepter l'application. So another question, could you please repost, could you please post the link? Yes, we are gonna post everything. This is recorded also, and we are gonna post it in YouTube. So please don't hesitate to see it again, watch it again if you have any doubts. So regarding eligibility, it is not clear, only non-profit are eligible or non-profit are also eligible. So I'm gonna share again the screen. Sorry. So you will see. Okay, so for the BSOs, so business support organizations, you can apply if you are a legal entity or if you are non-profit making. Both situations you can apply. Okay, so not only non-profit making, if you are a legal entity, of course you can apply. Okay, in both cases you can apply, you are eligible. Okay, so maintenant en français, donc la question c'était si on peut juste postuler si on est un but non lucratif et la réponse est non, on peut postuler même si on est une entité légale. Dans les deux cas, on peut postuler. Okay. I posted a question in the section, but internet. Okay, so maybe Mokhtar Mohammed, you can answer this question. Is there any specific follow-up duration required by BSOs after the end of the project? If you could answer, maybe you have more the details of the financial part. Mokhtar Mohamed, I don't know.
Je ne sais pas si vous m'entendez.
Oui.
Alors, comme expliqué tout à l'heure, en ce qui concerne la durée d'implémentation des activités est prévue pour 10 mois, bien évidemment. Mais les activités qui seront fournies et assurées par les structures d'appui aux entreprises doivent absolument être préparées, articulées d'une manière à être ou bien à viser un impact à long terme. Donc, nous, de notre part, il va y avoir sûrement des mécanismes pour pouvoir faire le suivi par rapport à ça. Et c'est bien évidemment un aspect qui sera pris en considération lors de la sélection des BSOs.
Parfait, merci beaucoup. I'm gonna translate in English. Okay, so what Mohammed explained before during the presentation, so the implementation period for the BSOs is 10 months, but of course we are like taking in consideration to do this follow-up after this implementation period. Okay, so the answer is yes. Est-ce que le remboursement se fait au fur et à mesure de le projet avance ou seulement à la fin du programme? Ça peut être Mohamed, tu peux répondre spécifiquement.
D'accord, donc le remboursement se fait au fur et à mesure que le projet avance, c'est pas seulement à la fin du programme. Et il faut toujours mentionner qu'il y aura les 10% de cofinancement par le bénéficiaire du grant. Donc, the reimbursement is done in the duration of the project and not only in the end of the project. So, and there is the 10% of co-financing for the beneficiaries in the sub-grants, 10% of the total of the sub-grant. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the program include providing the selected MSMEs with financial grants to support them in prototyping, testing, etc.? If so, if it's part of the budget, separate. So I'm gonna explain. So one thing is the sub-grants for the MSMEs, and another thing is the sub-grant for the BSO. So everything that is for the MSMEs, I mean, they have to organize themselves the budget for that. So you don't have to pay anything for them. So you have the sub-grant for you if you are selected for BSOs, and the MSMEs, they will have their sub-grant, okay? So you don't have to pay anything regarding the selected MSMEs or startups. Okay, I'm gonna go to the hands if someone. Yes. There's only one hand raised. Tayeb Nemisi, you can talk if you want.
Christina, you're on mute.
Ah, sorry. Tayeb, il faut que vous activez le micro parce que vous êtes en silence. Tayeb Nemisi, Tayemnemisi, you have to unmute yourself if you want to ask anything. Okay, more questions. Okay, are you targeting specific sectors for the MSMEs? Yes, I explained you before. I will again share the screen. So basically, this here. So here you have it. Also, as I told you in the guidelines, that you really have to read like slowly, because it's like the mother document that you really have to follow and you have to read before applying. So it's also explained there. So recently established MSMEs or startup recently established operating in the blue economy, green economy, and cultural and creative industries. Okay, these are the three sectors. Okay, these are the three sectors. Also, on Tuesday, we have an info day for the MSMEs subgrants. If you want to follow, you are also invited to follow. I mean, it's not, I mean, if you want to apply to the BSOs, it's really different. But there we are going to explain the goals and objectives for the MSMEs. And of course, if you are interested to know a little bit more, you are invited all to participate. Because in this case, you can see the goals that they have to reach. And of course, you have to follow them.
Christina, there's another question. It is from M. Jameli about the 10% of co-financing. Donc, je vais répondre en français. Les 10% peuvent-ils être en nature? Non, les 10% ne peuvent pas être en nature. Déjà, quand on lit les conditions d'éligibilité, les contributions in kind, qui sont les contributions en nature, ne sont pas éligibles. Donc, the question was if the 10% could be contributions in kind, and now they can be in contributions in kind. As mentioned in the eligibility of costs, they are not eligible costs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mokhtar. Yeah, sorry if I'm just not reading your question, let me know, because I have plenty of things now on my screen. Can the applying BSO subcontract consultants experts for specific aspects of the training and coaching? Mokhtar, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I mean, with this grant, you have to check the eligible, what is eligible for the course. But maybe Mokhtar, you can answer this question because it's more specific.
Could you repeat again?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
So, can the applying BSO subcontract consultants experts for specific aspects of the training and coaching? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, could the question be more specific?
Yes, so the sub-grant for MSMEs is a separate code, and it is not guaranteed that there is funding available to support the selected MSMEs under the BSOs program, right? This is nothing about the other question, sorry. Yes, sorry, Mokhtar, because there was another question and I thought that they were explaining a little bit more. So I'm answering this one. The sub-grant for MSMEs is a separate call. Exactly. So there's two calls. One for BSOs, one for MSMEs. Exactly. But the first one, so the MSMEs, we will select at least 36 MSMEs. And the BSOs, they have to go in parallel to this selection. I don't know if you understood. So, a second. So you see here, you will have to participate in the jury of the selection of these MSMEs. You will have to incubate the selected MSMEs by providing a coaching and mentoring service, and you will have to organize local and business events for to enhance the collaboration between entrepreneurs and key players for these MSMEs. So it's a different call. One is for BSOs, that is the one that we are explaining right now, and the other one is for MSMEs. But you participate in the selection of this call, of this MSMEs call. I don't know if it was clear that. Okay, but there's absolutely two different calls, and the budget is also different for each call. Okay.
So for the question of Joanna, can the applying BSO subcontract consultants experts for specific aspects of the training and coaching? Actually, I don't have the exact answer, but it is indeed a good question. If you could send us an email about the question, and we will give you a formal response for this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohtar. Okay, how many BSOs will you select? So it's one per country, one per Egypt, one in Lebanon, and one in Tunisia. Okay, so only one. And the difference with the MSMEs is we are gonna select at least 12 per country. Okay? But BSOs is only one per country. And regarding the previous question that Mohtar answers, of course, if you have more specific questions, for example, the one regarding the registration period, please send us an email so we can answer you more specifically, because now it's more a general information day, and it's really like really nice that you are asking questions, but if it's more specific regarding your application, please send us an email address and we will answer you back. Donc, je vais aussi traduire la question précédente. Donc, il avait une question concernant le budget. Donc, c'était si, par exemple, il y a un BSO qui veut contracter un expert ou un training pour, avec ses budgets, est-ce que c'est possible? Donc, si vous avez des questions spécifiques comme celle-là, s'il vous plaît, envoyez-nous un email. Par exemple, si la question concernant l'enregistrement de votre société, par exemple, que voilà, vous n'êtes pas enregistré pendant 2 ans, mais vous avez fait des activités pendant 2 ans. S'il vous plaît, envoyez-nous un mail pour les questions qui sont plus spécifiques. D'accord? Et on va vous répondre aussi cas par cas. Ok, après, il y avait une autre question. Combien de BSO on va être sélectionné? Donc, la réponse, c'est une BSO par pays. Donc, un BSO pour l'Égypte, un BSO pour la Tunisie et un BSO pour le Liban. Ça, c'est la réponse. Okay, I'm gonna just leave you 2 more minutes if you have more questions. As I told you, we are here. You have our email address. I'm gonna put it here in the chat so you also have it now. This is our email address for the program, for the applications. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have further questions. Also, you have the local partners in Tunisia, Lebanon, and Egypt, and you also can contact them. Je disais que n'hésitez pas à envoyer des questions sur email. Et vous avez aussi les local partners pour aussi demander, poser des questions. Okay. So this is the email address for my colleague from BSOs. Yes, someone wants to talk?
As for any financial question, that's my email address in case of need.
Yes, of course, this is the IEMed@IEMed.org. This is the general email address for the INVESTMED program, for the subgranting scheme only. But of course, if you have specific questions, I can give the email address from my colleagues, also from the local partners. So do not hesitate also to contact this email address, this general email address. Okay, so there's no more questions. Also, my colleague from BSOs, Mohamed, also share his email address. You can also
Vous pouvez nous envoyer voilà, des emails si vous avez des questions plus précises par rapport au déroulement de tout le programme. On est à votre disposition et voilà, merci beaucoup.
Merci, Mohamed. Maybe I can ask my colleagues, Alana from EMEA and Lama from, thank you, from Beyond Group, if you can share your contacts, your email addresses, so they can contact you directly. So Lama is my colleague from Lebanon. Alana is my colleague from EMEA. So maybe you can share it in the chat.
Yes, thank you, Christina. I'm doing that now.
Perfect, thank you.
You're on mute, Christina.
Sorry. So I was saying that we are going to conclude the session. Thank you very much to everyone. And as I told you, we have the info day session for MSMEs on Tuesday. You are all invited to know a little bit more about this call. And thank you very much for your participation. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde. On a la session d'information mardi pour les MSMEs. Vous êtes tous invités pour savoir un peu plus de la colle de MSMEs. Et n'hésitez pas à nous contacter. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Christina. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rama. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.